Welcome to NHL News Report, and yes, today we are talking about the Philadelphia Flyers. I am doing a couple season previews here. Kind of want to get them over with. We're not going to get them over with, but just want to continue getting them done. Yes, I do. So let's get into it. So the cap space for the Philadelphia Flyers right now is $13 million. That's pretty good. That's really good for a team that has a pretty solid team right now. Let's get into 17-18 stats and then the 18-19 stats. So 17-18 stats were 42, 26, and 14 with 78 points. That was a really good year for them, definitely. And then they had to play against the Penguins and lost in the first round. Loss in Pittsburgh. Definitely that was a heartbreak, kind of, because that was kind of a rival, and Pittsburgh took over them mostly because the goaltending was unstable. Definitely we knew that. And, I found a pattern here with the Philadelphia Flyers right now that they go to the playoffs one year, they miss the playoffs. Playoffs, no playoffs. Playoffs, no playoffs. Back and forth. Don't you realize that? 15-16 season, they make the playoffs. 16-17 season, they didn't make the playoffs. 17-18 season, they made the playoffs. 18-19 season, they did not make the playoffs. 19-20 season, that's all question. Will they make the playoffs to keep this pattern going? But it's kind of a horrible pattern, I would say. Let's make the playoffs regularly, not one year, but not the next year. Continually. Looking at this, 37, 37, and 8, 82 points. They started off bad because they went through 7 goalies. I can start to name them. Pickard, Neuvirth, Elliott, Hart, Talbot, and Lyon. One more. Can't remember. One more. Well, I named a lot of them off. So, those are the there were so many goalies. That was the most goalies used in one year in NHL history. It's not the best thing to break of record here, because that's a lot of goalies, and it shows you that goalies were not really the best in Philadelphia in 18-19 season. But at least they found Carter Hart, the 20-year-old goaltender. Definitely, Carter Hart is absolutely fantastic. What he's done, he's going to take on more pressure. He'll become that, hopefully, number one goaltender. Elliott being that backup goaltender, but that's the whole thing. And did not make playoffs, right? No playoffs, right? Which ones left, and who are the new ones? So this team really wanted to change, say, we need to be better, we need to make the playoffs next year. There's no doubt we need to make the playoffs. So the ones who are left is Neuvirth to free agency. He's on a PTO contract with the Maple Leafs because of all injuries and all that. You know how good he's going to be, so that's why they did that. Hartman was traded to, from, after at the deadline, he was from Nashville to to Flyers for Simmons, and then they traded him to the Dallas Stars in the offseason, and he just signed with the Wild. Bailey signed with the Vancouver Canucks. Not really a big loss there. Laterra was still a UFA. Verone went to the Montreal Canadiens. Gudas was in the trade of Diskanen for Gudas. And then McDonald got bought out. No, he's still a UFA. And then Talbot went to the Calgary Flames after being a UFA. Who is new? The ones who are new is Andy Andreakov. He was with the Lightning, previously with the LA Kings. You probably know him as the LA King if any of you know him. He got traded with the Budaj trade to Lightning, and then now he's a Flyer now, signing as a UFA. On that right side, a little weak on that right side. We'll talk about that. Diskanen for the Gudas trade. Gudas for Diskanen. Pitlick was the one for Hartman in that trade. Gabriel signed as a UFA from the New Jersey Devils, and Justin Braun was traded from San Jose to Philadelphia for a second and third round pick. So that's a pretty good defenseman right there for you. And yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who left. And the ones who are new is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people came in, 8 left. Of course, Lotero was a long contract. I can't remember if they bought it out or he just expired his contract. I can't remember. They burned him in the minors. I forget where, but what they did. But no one's gonna want to sign Lotero, right? So we're gonna talk about now the forwards. The forwards are, this is what they had on NHL.com. I kind of went with them like, okay, and then just added some players that potentially can make it also. So we got Drew, Couturier, and Konechny are pretty good. First line there, Konechny's still learning. He had a little down season this year. Couturier, a great guy, can really score. And then Drew on the left wing definitely can be good. And then adding also, before I forget, the coaching staff, adding Michel Therrien as an assistant coach, Mike Yeo as assistant coach, and then number one of the head coach is Alain Vigneault. So after being with the Rangers, the Canucks, those teams. But Alain Vigneault will be a great head coach, and Michel Therrien is a really good coach, and has not played with a team yet since Montreal Canadiens. And Mike Yeo is a pretty good assistant coach, definitely. Okay, so that first line is pretty good, I gotta say. Great first line. And they have Van Riemsdyk, Hayes, and Voracek. Of course, Hayes got traded from Winnipeg during the offseason to the Flyers for a 5th-round pick because he wasn't signed a UFA, so they can talk to him, saying, "Hey Hayes, do you want to sign with the Flyers?" And Chuck Fletcher is a guy that we all know what he did in Minnesota. He's a guy that uses money a lot, but they still have $13 million left. That's real weird, in my opinion. But saying that, let's give him $7 million. $6 million is enough for me. $7 million, it's a little too much for me for Hayes. But hey, we know what Chuck Fletcher in the past used to do with Minnesota. Signed Parise to a long $9 million contract. Like, what? It's like, what in the world is this? Some big contracts. So Suter, other ones too. Looking at, and then you have Voracek. So those two, there's no problem with the right wing on those two lines. That's a pretty good, solid 2 lines. Great goal scoring from Drew, Couturier, Konechny, Van Riemsdyk, Hayes, and Voracek. That's a really good first 2 lines. That's really good. I'm just gonna write it out here. You really see here. Good here. I give that a check. That's really good right there. That's a really good number 1, number 2 line. Even on the left wing, perfect center, perfect right wing center. Right wing perfect. And then we get to the third line here. We have Nolan Patrick. He hasn't shown the best yet of him. He's taking a little bit longer. He gets his hot streaks cold, sometimes hot, sometimes. So you have a pretty good down the middle here with Patrick. You have 3 really good centers. And then you have Lindblom on left, right, Andreakov. That's the problem. Andreakov. Is he really going to be that right winger for you? Maybe the Flyers go out and trade like Gostisbehere for a right winger. That's what I think they should do. They get a good right winger back, so they can have a really good right wing down here. Definitely would make a really good team. Because they have a lot on left defense. If they can get a guy on that right wing, that'd be absolutely fantastic. With Patrick, definitely. And then you have, these are kind of like the forefront, and then these are like players on here that I think could potentially make the not make the playoffs, make the team during the preseason, see how these guys go. They do really well, they probably would make the team. They don't, back to the minors, but it's fine. We gotta learn these guys, but third line is okay. The only one I like is Patrick, but Larson is okay as a good center, definitely. Pitt looks okay. Raffles, he's okay, I guess. Frost is a guy that potentially can come up and become that guy. Fairby can also become that left winger that people need. Gabriel is kind of like that tough right 4th liner, very tough, that's physical at times. That's good to know for if you need him for physical occasions. Looking at defense now. Well, before we look at the defense, let's just review the forward lines here. Fantastic, like this. A little shaky here. That's what I mean. Trade like Gostisbehere for a right winger. That would be pretty good, I gotta say, just put it out there. But who knows? We'll see. Defense, Provorov with Niskanen. I think that's pretty good right there. Provorov's really becoming that guy they need. Niskanen's that guy. Of course, Gudas was really good on that defense side, but Niskanen is more of an offensive defenseman, so he gets that shot from the point, gets that puck to the net, things happen, they score, all that stuff. That's what Jeskinen is. He gets that shot from the point, boom, let's get that puck to the net, they score. And they have Travis Sanheim, absolutely fantastic. It was Philip Miles, that's the thing. Maybe you trade or you put Gostisbehere on that right side. That could be something too, on that right defense. They could also use that also. So Miles could be there too, or Gostisbehere. And then you have Gostisbehere and Baron. Baron is a very good third pairing defenseman or second pairing if you need him. Very good on depth on that fourth line. On that third pairing defense. And they have Moore and Hag. Those are two great defensemen now. Young guys are learning too, so definitely those are great defensemen. Because I would probably move Gostisbehere to the right defense, maybe, and then move up Morin or move Miles to the left defense. I don't know if you do that or not, but change up a little. So in review, I do like this right here. Maybe him over here. But except that, I think that's a pretty good defense core. They really changed up the defense. It was really young before, because you only had Polov, Sanheim, and Gostisbehere. Man, you know what I mean, and Miles. But then when you brought in Jeskinen, Baron, it brings a little more seam depth to it. So it wouldn't be well, these are all my youngsters on the blue line. You need little older people on that, older players on that defense to really help out, to really make it what you need. You really need a good defense core. That's what you need to do a little on the seniorship too. Okay, let's get into now the goaltenders. So the goaltenders right now are Hart and Elliott. Hopefully they don't go through the 7 goaltenders like they did last year. But talking about that, Hart is projected to be that number 1 goaltender. Elliott's there, so if Hart has his young career woes, those up and down woes he could potentially have, then they can do something about it. Have Elliott, because he's he was before a number 1 goaltender. He was a little in Calgary, I would say, better down the stretch in Calgary. And what he did with the Blues, he was number 1 goaltender, definitely for the Blues. So he really has that experience, and he knows how to get to the playoffs. Went to the conference final with the Blues. That's about it, what he did. But he's a number 1 goaltender. You can have him as if Hart has a little trouble. Hey, Elliott, could you play a couple of games so we can help out Hart here to kind of get himself back, because he's a little tired right now? Oh, no problem. You know what I mean? He'll definitely take over like that. So good number 1, number 2 duo here with the goaltending. Hopefully that will be good enough, because it's pretty good. Okay, so what do they still need? A right winger and a right defenseman, like I kind of emphasized through the whole video here. Cap space, $13 million. Maybe you try to take on a big contract of a big guy, a good right winger, or do you sign like a guy that's still out there on the UFA market? Maybe you do. I don't know who would really be that guy, but who would know, but you see, right wing, right defense, maybe something there to kind of brush it up, make this team a little bit more of a team that can certainly make the playoffs. I think this team can make the playoffs. This team, not just because of the pattern of losing, winning, and losing, and then potentially could win this year to the playoffs. I don't know if I would go with that pattern, but I hope they make it, because you know what I mean, this team is good enough to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? The only thing that was holding the Flares back last year was the goaltending. And that was the only thing, and they had problems with that. So that now it's fixed. Is it fixed? We'll see if Hart can be that guy for them, definitely. And Elliott can be a good backup goaltender / share the net with Hart. So hopefully that would be something, and we'll see you next video. This is NHL News Report. Like the video. Ding, hit the bell. Let's get to 150 subs. That's what I want to get to. Let's get there for a special video. So we're at 108. We're doing good. Let's get to 150. See you next video.